listening to Oh My Omaha, the podcast, where we uncover inspiring things about our community through the stories of inspiring people who call it home. I am Dee Harrell, and this is the creator of Oh My Omaha, the blog, and the blogosphere's friendliest face herself, Kim Reiner.
Hi there.
So, Kim, spring episode?
This is our spring episode.
Cool.
So, I was going to give spring kind of a negative vibe. Like, I always at first think there's nothing to do in spring, but the more I thought about it, there's a lot, and I'm kind of excited to share with everybody spring in Omaha.
Absolutely.
So, should we just dive right in, kind of talk about the typical things that happen in the spring in Omaha?
Sure.
We're Omaha's Farmers Market, what you brought up first.
I did.
And that doesn't start until like early May.
Yes.
And then it just goes through the summer.
And it's awesome. It's probably one of my most favorite things of the warmer months.
Right. I used to live I lived in the building right next to it in the old market. And then now that we've moved further west, we typically go to the Exarban Village one.
Yeah.
But there's a ton in Omaha now.
There is.
And the communities around, like Papillion, Elkhorn started one.
Village Point.
Crescent, Iowa is announcing one. Florence has one.
Yep.
So they're tons of fun. And then they're family friendly. Like they usually have, like we always bring the kids, and there's like music usually. My daughter chases the dogs that are around. Exarban Village has the playground.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
tons of fun.
That is the nice thing about Exarban is that they've got Stinson right there at the park. So you can have the kids play, you can go shop, and it feels a little larger as far as the space layout.
Right. Yeah.
Just
Old
a little
Market,
bit.
It's got the looming buildings.
Right. But I'm way biased to the Old Market one. I've lived down there like, off and on for so many years, and it's literally my favorite thing. Just like walking down with my bags in tow to, wake up, keep my pajamas on even maybe and put my sunglasses on and walk downtown. It's my favorite thing.
Got
I
a
love
great
it.
vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It does.
The other things that I like about spring. So I guess if you want to define spring, March through early June, maybe.
Yeah.
And March is like our fake spring, I think, in Omaha, where we get kind of excited that it warms up a little bit, and then we get like a nasty freeze. So like St. Patrick's Day, like the parade it's always like the Saturday before St. Patrick's Day, and you always think it's going to be lovely spring weather, and it's frosty cold, miserable.
Right.
But it's fun. Have you ever watched the parade?
I have.
Okay.
Well, St. Patrick's Day happens to be my birthday. So it back when the kids were younger, I did the parade a lot, and I love it. I think parades are typically kind of a way to mark the beginning of spring. Yeah. And we get, it seems to be a lot. Once St. Patrick's Day happens, then there's like the Easter parade, the May, all of these different things that come up. And I kind of love the added kind of anticipation of knowing that there's like just going to be like high amounts of energy, higher amount of people downtown, or wherever the parade is. But it just is, it's an energy, a vibration,
right? And it marks like more outdoor things.
100%.
Get out of the house, and I'm thankful for that.
Yeah.
And then let's see here. April rolls around. Nebraska Science Festival starts, and that's all month long. And it's not just here in Omaha;
right?
It's all over the place. The fun stuff there. They always have something with E-Creamery that I never sign up in time for, but it sounds great, like the Science of Ice Cream. I always want to go to. And then they have like this free morning event at the Durham Museum. It's the Science Expo.
Yes.
And a ton of like kids activities there. Totally worth catching. Every year it's held there.
Yep.
It's awesome.
Yeah, the Durham does have a lot of family-centered activities, and
absolutely.
Yeah, everyone needs to check that out.
Yes.
100% needs to check it out.
I love it. And then I'm trying to think, there's I can't think of much else in April, honestly, besides sometimes, fish fries. I totally skipped over fish fries in the spring. That's I don't know if it's not uniquely Omaha, but Omaha is big on their fish fries.
They really are.
At least like 30
It's
every
a
Friday.
ton of fish fries.
And
I'm always like, where is all the fish coming? Like, where do they all get the fish from? Because there's always so many. It's always well attended. That I've lived in other cities, and they do have fish fries, obviously. But again, like, yeah, there's something about kind of what we were speaking about before. There's something about our city that is just, you know, the word is out, and then everybody just kind of goes, and it's kind of, again, it's an energy. Everyone, you're gonna go.
It's super social.
It is absolutely,
like, you almost have to go. You have to go with a group of friends. We went one time with just the kids, and it was kind of like,
yeah,
it's not so much fun waiting with them in line. But if you're waiting in line with your friends too, then it's,
yes.
If you've never, if people listening, if you've never been to one of these, like, a lot of the churches have, like, they have like a beer cart that comes by.
They do.
They'll sell you beer while you're waiting in line, and it's just
it helps the wait a little bit.
It makes it
Like, go a
livelier,
little faster.
louder. And,
It is.
so we like that.
What's your favorite fish fry that you've gone to?
Mary Our Queen.
Yeah, I love that.
That's a huge one.
It is a huge one.
And then sometimes we go to, like, my husband's dad's church.
Yes.
And that's all right. I'm not going to name it, but I like Mary Our Queen's very lively. We've even gotten just, like, drive-through fish fry from them.
Oh. I never thought
It's still
about
a wait.
that.
It's still kind of a wait.
You can get drive-through now?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know, with, like, COVID and everything.
Oh,
and they
right.
just
I
kind of
didn't
kept
even
it
think about
going.
that.
But yeah, it's popular too.
That is smart.
It's worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd have to say that. Have you ever gone to, like, I think even breweries have started doing fish fries.
No, I haven't.
So they got breweries,
That's
restaurants.
a great idea. I've always thought about, like, there's a lot more vegan restaurants or eateries. I've always wondered about, like, we should have some kind of a vegan fish fry of
I've
sorts.
seen spaghetti. There's a spaghetti one.
Yeah.
Pius.
Yeah.
Pius does
Oh,
that.
that's right.
But yeah, there's not, because I was for the longest time vegetarian, and then
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
and fish fries were just kind of like, well, I guess macaroni and cheese for me, and but you can't even have that.
No,
Like,
I just go for
nothing.
social
Right.
interaction. Maybe some
French fries.
smells. No.
Oh man, that'd be tough.
I just like to take in the ambiance.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's fun.
But you're right. There are the fish fries. A lot of the community festivals or cultural festivals happen in the spring. St. Stan's.
That's right. Well, I guess not really. There's Mayfest at
Yes.
German American Society. Bachfest. They also have that there, and then Crescent Moon has Bachfest. Have you ever gone to one of those?
Yes, actually, I think you and I went together.
Maybe. And they poke your beer. And
Yes.
It's
Yes.
It's a weird tradition, and I like it.
It is. Yeah.
Bachfest. And then we've driven out of town for spring festivals. I'm a sucker for tulips. Like, I love tulips. Like, I'm a terrible gardener, but, like, I get so excited when spring and the tulips start appearing. But in Iowa, there are 2 tulip festivals. I've been to one, Orange City Tulip Festival. It's the closer one to Omaha.
Yes.
If people are wondering, it's northwest Iowa. And it's so cool. So, like, obviously the town is modeled so it feels European. There's got the tulips, obviously, but then they have these street parades of sort, and people are dressed in traditional gowns and dresses, and then they're cleaning the street like it's a European tradition. Like, they dump water, like the kids are walking around in their little costumes too, and they dump water and they're sweeping the streets, and it's cool to see. And then once the street's clean, then they do these street dances and they bring people out, and of course, like, I don't know what it is, my daughter gets called up for everything. And she's just got a face that looks like a volunteer, and she loves it. And so she got to go out there and dance with them like they're in their clogs, and she's just swinging around. I think she was about, like, 6 at the time.
I love
it was
that.
Adorable. So that one's fun. That's always, like, 3rd weekend in May. And then the bigger festival is in Pella, and it's like, and it's always, like, I think the 1st weekend in May. And I never got to go because when I was working at the museum, the big gala was that weekend, so I never got to go. And one of these days I'm going, because it's always the 1st weekend in May, and it's super huge. And have you ever driven to Pella at all?
I have.
It is so cool with like the windmills and
the windmills
bakeries
particularly. Yes. Oh, yeah. You need to go.
I know. And I was kind of hoping to go this year, but this year, that weekend, we're in town for the Nebraska Renaissance Festival.
Yes,
I
think I want to go. I have it on my calendar.
Okay.
I totally want to go.
We're going that 1st weekend. It's like 3 weekends now, I think.
Yeah.
And they're themed. They all have kind of a little different fun thing going on. And so we're going to go there.
I've never been able to do it.
I know.
Honestly, this is the first year I'm like, I think I'm going to go. I really want to go.
It was, we stumbled upon one in Amana Colonies once. Like, it was an accidental vacation. We were there, and we saw there's a Renaissance festival, and we went, and the kids loved it. Like, my daughter got her picture with, like, it was random. Like, so she was one of the queens, and she was, like, the spoon queen or something.
Yeah.
And, and again, she got pulled up to put some sort of demonstration. I've got a picture of her doing it, and yeah. So
now it's going to become a thing. Now even if you're just going to have to like secretly wave people down.
It. And it's just like, oh my gosh. And I mean, she'll be the first one raising her hand to volunteer, but come on, there's a bunch of kids trying to volunteer, and she just
gets called on.
It's her luck. So
yeah, that's awesome.
If you spot a little blue-eyed, blonde-haired girl, it's usually mine.
Getting pulled up to do the demonstration.
She is. She's going to be that kid. So those are some of the bigger festivals.
Yeah.
And then we start getting into, like, I guess if we count June feels like summer, but sometimes it's still a little cold.
It's still technically still spring.
Right.
So I think it's fine for us to count it.
So I was like digging around, seeing what else is going on. And so Soaring Wings Vineyard and Winery, they have a big blues festival.
Yeah. Have you gone?
Weekend. I have not.
It is so great.
I feel like I've gone to one later in the summer. I know I've done...
Every time I've gone to a couple, and I did do a blues show. I've done an acoustic jam session all the time. But every time I go, I'm like, this is awesome. I do not know why, I don't do it more often or whatnot, but it's such a really great venue, really.
Springfield's not far away.
No.
And it's relaxing, just the view, and just get some of the picnic food there. Now they have beer if you're not into wine.
Right. And spring's perfect because it's not too hot. And you can put your sweatshirt on or a little blanket as the night goes on. I really enjoy going out there.
And again, we brought the kids.
Yeah.
They're totally fine. Kids are fine there. And so they go run around or dance, and it's fun.
Yeah.
It's a good family thing, good with this couples or friends. But
yeah. There's two things in spring that I get really, I get really excited about a lot of things, but spring marks opening day for a lot of sports, also championships for a lot of sports. And, we had opening day for baseball season just happened. And it's such a long season that goes on, but there's just something about the start of it that it builds up some anticipation. Builds up some anticipation to, going through the seasons. And even here, particularly in Omaha, as everybody knows, we have major championships that come into town, which bring so many new people to the city, and oftentimes, other cultural centers such as art museums or, music venues, other bars or restaurant eatery establishments come up with really fun ways to draw those visitors in, and that always happens like right in that nice little like pocket of spring for the cultural series. Now we have the championships for the Pro Volleyball Federation. Yeah.
That's right. Do you go to any Storm Chaser games?
I do.
Okay.
I do. Yes.
I'm
I try
sucker for their theme nights. They're
100%.
They're fun.
100%. Back to the science thing, I meant to say the Luminarium has some really cool things happening too. If you have not checked out the Luminarium yet at the riverfront, I highly, highly encourage you to do so. If not to go to the Luminarium, but to see what the riverfront has become.
Oh, it's amazing.
It's one of my favorite things, and I loved it before, which is like funny to think about, right? Like I would walk Jean Leahy Mall because I lived down there, and it was a great little path. It was just a nice little, like, I don't know, off the streets. But now it is such a destination to go to. I'll go there to work out. I'll go there to read. I'll take meetings, remote meetings in the park, and see some live music. Participate with a community yoga class.
They got a lot of events. Like if you look and see, they're all for the most part free.
Yes,
like it is. incredible. We've gone down there to play. They have like just open games. Like you just go pick out a game, and so my kids and I like went and got a chessboard and sat down at one of the tables and just played chess. And they had inflatables one time.
Yeah.
Man,
even the skate
lively.
ribbon.
That is super popular.
It is so great. And the way that they worked the payment of it, right? Like it's not just like $5 to get the skates and you get to go for an hour. It's like you pay $5, you get your skates for the day. You can skate, take them off, do your thing around the park, put them back on, go. Like it's a much more for the family kind of event, right? It's instead of like making it like, okay, controlled on the hour. It's more of a play. It's more of a play rather than a scheduled activity, I should say,
Yeah, I see a lot of people. It keeps us all active.
It does.
The whole park. And Luminarium, did you go? So we have a membership.
Yes. And
we've only gone with, obviously go with kids, or we bring people from out of town to show them. They have an adult night, right?
Yeah.
I haven't gone to it yet.
Yeah, it's the night lights. I love
Thursday nights, right?
Yep. So I dance quite a bit. And we will go to night lights because they'll have a live DJ. They've got really, really adult-focused exhibits or interactions that you can take part in that it's an opportunity to like have this interesting marriage of science and learning and exploration while having libations and live music and drink. It's a really, really cool thing that I didn't realize that I would dig as much as I do. Yes, check out Nightlights. We should go. We should. It's honestly so much fun. The Luminarium is fantastic. And even, like I said, to go take your family there, the Fig is so great. The store there they've got some unique gifts, really great interactive things for your kids to, again, it's fun. They've got puzzles, they've got games, but it's absolutely geared to learning and discovery and development. And it's just really well thought out, curated, and executed, and the experience is different every single time you go.
I agree.
Yeah. They've got volleyball courts down there.
Yes, volleyball.
Yeah, and a lot of them. And they're great courts. Yeah. And the river, like, it's just so well thought out. The design of it is so cool. The pier at the end of Farnham, when you go to the end, like the walkway, and you walk, and you stand at the end of the pier and you turn around, you can see clear, like all the way up till about like where you hit, maybe Jocelyn, the
cool
view of it is it is a very cool photo op. We've done a lot of Titanic photo ops there, but it's just something you get to take in, something new that you hadn't thought of, some perspective, or some just an appreciation for our landscape and our skyline. It's super, super cool.
I agree.
Yeah. But yeah, so that kind of went on a tangent on from Luminarium to the riverfront. But again, there's so many things happening around town. And even like as we kind of, the transition seasons, we get to see like junk stock. We get to see like the Bancroft market, like made in Omaha markets, where a lot of makers in town will get together for, really markets where they each have booths. It makes it for like a whole day event or weekend event.
Handmade Omaha. They have a very cute one.
They do.
Every spring.
Love.
And of course, then there's like the craft fairs at all the high schools. So if you love crafts and handy stuff, this is the season for it.
It is. Yeah.
I think more generally speaking, once it starts to warm up, we try to get outside and hike a little bit. Yes. Although it's kind of tricky with Midwest weather. Trails will be somewhat muddy sometimes. So we usually start small and kind of gauge how the ground is by going to Chalco.
Yes.
And so we usually go to Chalco with our dog Stanley, because they have a dog park there.
Yeah.
And it's unleashed trail pretty much with your dogs. And if it's muddy, then we won't go out further to other places. Our favorite hiking trail is Hitchcock Nature Center.
Yes.
Have you?
Agree.
Okay. It's fantastic.
It is really great.
I love it. And it's so close to Omaha, and yet feels so, it's in the Loess Hills. And it's just beautiful. Any season.
Yes.
We've gone, I can't, we've gone year round.
Yeah.
We've snowshoed there.
Oh, nice.
And because you can rent snowshoes, super cheap.
Mm-hmm.
And then fall is probably my favorite time to go. But in spring, though, you start seeing things bloom, and you're reassured that, yes, things will be green again very soon. So.
Yeah. There's also like the taco ride, like organized activities, but again, kind of geared towards, the adults, and it's a nice night out, but you get to see, the taco ride is amazing.
It is. It's been years. I don't know if I can survive it now, but if people don't know what taco ride is, it's Thursday nights. Right?
I think it's
on the
still
Wabash
Thursdays.
Trace
Yes.
Trail. And you ride your bike out from Council Bluffs. Generally, we always got on the trail right around the Iowa School.
Yes, for the deaf.
And then biked out to, is it Mineola? No, Malvern. No, Mineola.
It's Mineola.
I'm like confusing my Iowa towns. So it's about a 6 mile ride out and a 6 mile ride back.
Now, the distance, I don't remember. I should know it, but the taco ride is interesting.
It's pretty flat,
mostly
flat.
Yes, it is flat.
It's not bad. It's crushed limestone, so you can't bring like a road bike. But, tips for that, you need a headlamp,
100
a helmet. You need light on the trail because on the way back, it is pitch black.
Yeah.
And the taco ride is known for having a few drinks. Like, people are known for having drinks there. So you stop midway to the taco place, and you stop at Margaritaville on the trail.
Correct.
And you have drinks
Maybe
there.
karaoke
Happens. That's your thing.
It does.
You don't want to hear me sing. And then you ride your bike a little further, and then you have more drink, and then you ride back all the way back. And so you definitely, it gets late sometimes in the summer.
Yeah, more in the summer. Yeah,
more light, but spring.
Yes,
it's dark and cold. So layers, lights, and helmet.
And bug repellent. I never remembered my bug repellent, and I'd come back and just have bites everywhere.
I earned the nickname Splotch because I always
attract.
I will let you know if there's mosquitoes.
Yeah.
They find me.
You're like the canary.
Yes,
on the bike ride. Yeah, those are fun. Those the activities that start ramping up a lot like that. I've seen runners clubs out and about.
Yes.
Much more. I still see them during like winter runs, but now you just see them all. Everybody's just out, and I love it. I love the congregating of groups. Picnics.
It's a social city.
It is a social city.
And everyone's friendly. They'll just come sit down and
100%.
Okay, I was gonna get into a story about my daughter again.
Oh,
but
wow.
we go to these talk about social. We would go to Itty Festival, and we like to go to the free concerts. So, and those are more summery. But when we go to them, my daughter, even from a young age, 3, would start walking around because she'd want to find the puppies. But she would always find couples or groups and befriend them and come back with cupcakes. And it's just if people know me, I take a while to warm up. I'm I'll just stick to my crew here. I'm not going to try to meet new people.
Right.
She is total extrovert. And so she'll know everybody's name by the end of the show and say bye to everybody. She just bring back food for us. And we're just
I love that.
So,
but yeah, the parks, in the parks.
Yes.
So Jazz on the Green, Shakespeare's
over.
Is it? Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I think there's another group that's trying to bring back some Shakespeare
that's
performances. Right. They've had stuff on the grounds of Joslyn Castle and Gardens. But yeah, hopefully something will start.
I really hope something starts up again. That was always so much fun. But speaking of concerts, as a live music aficionado, a supporter, massive supporter. A lot of my budget goes to live music. Now is the time to ramp up to buy tickets to different festivals in and around the city, as well as throughout the country. But now bands and musicians, all artists are releasing their tour dates. So it's trying to figure out where you can get a show. But there's the Memorial Day concert. Right. That we have here in town that is, always a big draw.
Or Memorial Park concert.
A Memorial Park concert,
Right.
yes.
That's fun.
And again, tip on that, the parking of that.
Oh.
I've always, every year I've tried, I forget it's happening, and then inevitably drive through Happy Hollow or something and get stuck for, a massive amount of time. But I always look forward to that. Do we know have they released that yet?
I don't believe so.
We'll let you know.
Okay, stay tuned.
Yeah.
Yes. We used to live near there, so we would just walk the distance to it. But now I recommend just parking several blocks away.
Yes.
just bring your wagon and walk. 'Cause you're not going to get closer.
No, you're not.
Or
You could
befriend
try.
somebody who lives there. And
Yes.
park in
Or
the park,
Uber.
their garage. Yeah, that's a good idea.
It's kind of nice to be able to just get dropped off. Take public transit, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
take
right
the
on
bus
Dodge.
in. It's great.
Do you have any of your festival tickets yet? Any concerts that you're planning on going to?
In town, not yet. There are several that are on the calendar that I'm looking forward to, but yes, in essence, we've started to look at different shows that are coming. I have plans. I have purchased tickets to go see more shows at Steelhouse.
Oh, that's a great venue.
And I haven't even seen a live show there yet. My first one will be this June. Goose is coming. We're seeing that one, but also the Admiral. I've been going to a lot of shows there. And so, yeah, because, went there all the time 20 years ago. And then now to see it, being revamped and having like a whole bunch of like some new energy, but some like even just really good, great indie shows, great comedy shows I've seen there. It's great. I love what they're doing to some of the older venues, but that Steelhouse, I mean,
the acoustics are amazing.
Yeah.
So obviously inside the concert hall, it's great wherever you are. But even when you're out in the lobby, you can still hear it perfectly. So if you have to make a bathroom run or whatever, you still hear it. And like the design of it, it's art. Like there's art everywhere. It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
And it's one of the few places that has like the bar inside the concert venue, so you don't have to leave if you don't want to. And
right.
It's well done.
I love that.
It's perfect size, and I'm excited. This in early June, I believe, maybe July, I'm going to go to the Astro Amphitheater for a show. Mm-hmm. I haven't been there yet.
Yeah,
it's in La Vista, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
right off 84th. I've talked to a lot of people who said that the venue's great. Your husband being one of them,
he goes to these shows without me, and that's fine.
But he said, I trust his judgment quite a bit. But I've talked to some other people that they said that it's a great venue. There are a few shows that I wanted to catch too. I know some friends that are going within the week. They're going to Indigo Girls are playing there.
Oh, right.
But there's a couple other shows coming up, like even some punk rock shows.
That's what we're going to see.
Oh, yeah. When is Andrew coming?
Summer.
Andrew Bird is phenomenal.
Yes.
He's so great.
We saw him when he was just like an opener
at Orpheum with Wilco.
No, yeah, but I think even before that, I think he might have been on the Sokol Underground.
Oh yes,
and he was just an unknown.
I think that was
like this guy that whistles.
Yeah, amazing,
so awesome.
If anybody listening, if you're interested, Andrew Bird is fantastic. Right. Yes.
Even our kids sometimes just say our taste in music, or they humor us and listen, but they have their favorite Andrew Bird song. So it'll be our daughter's first concert. My son's gone to a couple, but this will be.
That's awesome.
Cool. So,
who was your first concert?
New Kids on the Block.
Awesome. There's a lot of people in my life that say the New Kids on the Block was their first concert.
I was a Donnie fan.
Dig. Mine was Rancid. Ooh. Yeah, punk rock.
Cool. I mean, that checks out. That's on brand
out a little bit. So. It is on brand. You're right. But then I saw Tiffany not too long after that. So, it's really broad. Right. I have massive music range.
I think I also saw in my younger days, Kenny Rogers, but that was more of going with my dad to a show or something. But I appreciate Kenny.
Yeah.
Appreciated him.
Yeah, I really, Omaha has a great local scene for music. And I really want younger people like my kids and to take advantage of the opportunity to see the amount of live music we have here is so good. And for the size of the city itself, it's just astounding. It's so great. And they're reasonably priced. Yes. So spoiled. And with people behind a lot of the promoters and a lot of people who are hosting the events are very cognizant of the inflation of music prices for big concerts and are very thoughtful in the pricing of most shows, right? So that it is accessible to go. Yeah.
I agree. And so, I've used to review shows a lot back in my journalism days. And so I was aware of all these different series that were made to kind of introduce kids to music and get comfortable with going to shows. And so to put a plug in, like Omaha Symphony has a great series for families. They're short shows and themed always. And so they don't in the afternoon, and it's still the kids get exposed to something like, you know, an orchestra playing, but in a fun way where it's like interactive. And so they always have, I think, a spring show. And I'm trying to think, Omaha Performing Arts will bring in artists that appeal to families with young kids. And I think that's just a great way. If you're not sure about bringing a kid to a concert yet, they're usually pretty affordable. Or just do, you know, an outdoor music festival or free concert. Like we would, if we caught like Stinson Park, usually has a concert, I think, on Saturdays.
Yeah.
And again, we were talking about Stinson Park having that playground. So it was always great so that we could set up our chairs, listen to some free live music. And if the kids start getting kind of antsy, they can go play on the playground.
Get a cupcake or a smoothie.
Godfather's Pizza is there. So so we there's so many opportunities.
There are
so many free opportunities. We're lucky.
Yeah,
great local bands. So
100%. Now I'm a little far removed from this, but you're in the thick of it. It is spring also marks the end of school, right? So it's a kind of a wind down and then gear up so quickly. What events, like what things do you have to plan for the end of school for younger ones?
We have one kid that'll be graduating 8th grade. And so there's a lot of activities surrounding graduation. And I went to public school where 8th grade was just no big deal. You just move on to 9th grade and that's that. And so now to be at a school where it's a big deal because a lot of these kids went to school together for that entire elementary and middle school. And so there's just award ceremonies, and there's graduation, and then there's like the graduation party and all that. And then we got to get ready for summer. And this was more so when I was working full-time as well as the blog, but my husband was working full-time, so we had to have plans for the summer for the kids.
Yes.
So spring has always been planning summer camps in our summer. And like I had a spreadsheet so that I knew when things were going on sale, because summer camps, the parents who know that summer camps, they don't all go on sale at the same time. The earliest ones go on sale like January 1st. If not, well, there's earlier ones that go on sale the summer before. It's insane. And then there's like the big city camps, like Hummel Day Camp. You got to find out what date that is. That's in the spring.
Yes.
And you've got to be on 8 a.m. on your computer ready to register for that. And I had it all set up for the kids because they would have different interests. So like, you know, I had to figure out. It was a massive undertaking.
Maybe that should be something you publish on your blog as a template.
I have a parent's guide to summer camps.
Yeah,
because I'm like, this is what you need to know these dates.
Here's my template
this is
for
what
my
will sell out first. Like, make sure you
100%.
get that. Yep. So now, like my son, he's 14, so he's not really. There's very few summer camps open to him anymore, which is kind of sad because he enjoys it. But there's still a couple. The overnight week-long summer camps he could still do, and then Coneco summer camps. He's last year for that, and my daughter still. I thought maybe they wanted more of like a summer experience where like they didn't have anything planned, and my daughter was having none of it. She loves being at these camps all day and doing all these arts and crafts and petting animals and all sorts of getting dirty. Like Hummel is her favorite because like it's just muddy every day.
Yeah.
They have a mud day, like a mud obstacle course day.
Yes, I've heard.
That you expect them to get muddy, but my daughter seeks out the dirt and the mud. Like it's like her goal to get the award at the end of the week of like the Mud Queen Award sort of thing. And
good superlative.
She's got it in like 2 years in a row. Like she knows her thing. And
yeah. I dig.
So that's
it's mud.
It's mud. So spring a lot is planning for summer and and trips. Like, because like I the blog is hyper local Omaha stuff, but it's also family travel.
Yep.
And just out of habit, we can't travel during the school year now that they've got sports and they've got their club stuff. So summer is usually when I plan a couple trips that I'll write about. And so I'm starting to look at all those.
That's awesome. Yeah. You brought up an interesting thing, graduations. Mm-hmm. A lot of the markets that we talked about, some of the made in Omaha, a lot of the artisans in town, we've got some great talent here. It's one way to support them, but also accomplish a goal on your list of to-do things is all of the graduation gifts, all of graduation parties that are happening, or, rites of passage moments, such as grade 8 graduation from, a K through 8 situation. It is very momentous. You're right. I forget about that with public systems where you go from elementary to middle to high. But in other, I went Catholic but in Toronto, but it was K through 8 and we were together and we had massive graduation. We had confirmation. There was so many ceremonies at the end that, but yes, there's a lot of things in town that support those kinds of celebrations too. So a lot of the things, that you can do both. Support the local artisans, get your gifts, enjoy, something new, some new experience. It's amazing. Yeah.
Right. I agree.
Cool.
Well, I think that might be it for the spring episode. I hope you guys got some ideas.
And you'll update people on the blog, yes. as we kind of go through all of these different experiences or topics that we speak on the podcast. There will be updates and
show notes and everything, so you can get links to all these things that we talk about.
And then updates. And, if anybody has any suggestions, they can kind of, write in or have any other interesting things that we may not have touched on. We're totally welcome to hear them. Yeah.
Surprisingly, we don't know everything.
I mean, I know I don't. But yes, please, we welcome. Yes. We welcome any kind of suggestion. But yeah, I guess that's it. Happy spring. Yay. It's finally here. No more freezing. Hopefully. Fingers crossed.
You never know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I just put it in the universe. I should knock on wood somewhere.
Thanks for listening to Oh My Omaha, the podcast. We want to thank our guest, Hurrdat Media, all of you for your support, and the Omaha community at large.
So from Dee and I, keep on exploring.